Challenge on starting 4 different fires, one of which we are using the Swedish fire log, so I have to chop it first. Let's get to it. There we go, all chopped up. Let's move it over. Okay, now we're gonna set up our Swedish fire log. Bunch of ash in here. Now we're gonna simply tie it up a little, and for that I simply like to use this very cheap gardening type of strap that I found at the dollar store. This was only $1, literally. So I'm gonna get me a nice chunk off of it. See if this is big enough. Want a little bit of wiggle room so we can fit the sticks and things that we're going to shove in between there. There we go, that is perfect. All right, let's find us some sticks and things. This gets put in just to avoid the sticks falling all the way through. What we're trying to accomplish is have the fire burn on the top first and slowly work its way down. So that way it'll last a long time and you don't have to keep restocking your fire. In the beginning you're going to put a little pile on top. I'm going to show you in just a minute. And you start it and you might have to watch it for maybe 5 or so minutes and then you should be good to go. I had one of these babies burn for almost 8 hours one night. That was awesome. I really like that. Okay, then I like to stick in some pine needles in between here. You can use whatever material you like, of course. Stick some of that stuff in there. It will make for a really good burn. There you go. So if it happens to go out in between, no worries. There we go. Now we're going to lay our little sticks on top. I find that some pine cones and things work really well. If you have those laying around. If not, you don't need to have them. Okay, this is quite good. Now for my favorite part. We're going to use some fat wood to start this party right here. Save some of your fat wood, whichever way you like it. Okay, now we got ourselves some fat wood shavings right here. Okay, I'm gonna take you guys over here. So typically, I like to put my fat wood right into the heart here. Just like that a little bit. And save yourself a few pine needles. And that way you can stick them right on the top once that fire is lit. Let me zoom you in a little so you can catch the spark. Okay, here we go. So this is my method number 1. Starting a fire with a ferro rod. My tinder is fat wood. And my fire setup is the Swedish fire log. I'm also using a knife to generate the spark. Let's go. There we go. We got a flame already. Lay yourself some pine needles on there. That's what I like to do. And now you can sit your little sticks on top of it.
Meanwhile, back in the lowland.
So, I'm going to make me my first punk wood. Here we go. My first attempt at punk wood. All towards the box. Oh, I believe I need to make holes in this. Okay, I poked some holes on the back here. I hope that's the right way to do it. Alright, zoom you back out a little bit. Now once this has burned down just a little bit, I will go ahead and add my little box of punk wood to this fire to make charred punk wood. So for that kind of stuff, and for cooking really, anything, I like using the Swedish fire log. It has a nice flat surface. The flame stays down and is somewhat controllable. So I'll be back with you guys once that has burned down a little bit.
One debt to society later.
Okay, it's now a few minutes later. I'm gonna go ahead and try making my very first punk wood. So I'm not sure how close it has to be to the fire. I'm just gonna sit it in this little corner right here. And I'm sure this thing will be charred anyhow. Keep in mind that I'm a noob. I am just learning this. The Swedish fire log I've done back in Germany a bunch of times. But this is something, the charred wood and the ferro rod and the fat wood and all this stuff is all new to me. So I appreciate if you guys are not too harsh with your criticism, but I always welcome constructive criticism. Any comments and suggestions are always welcome. So from Survivor Metal Man's video, he said just kind of keep an eye on it and watch for the smoke to stop. And that's how you know it's done. Maybe a couple minutes or so. He said it doesn't take very long, so I will just hope that it turns out okay. Not make a fool out of myself.
Moments later.
Alright, I believe my punk wood might be done. It's looking kind of black in there. There we go. The Peeping Eggs first charred punk wood. At least a piece up there. Thank you guys. Look here, my tripod is broken. You all see this business right here? It's just dangling off and I duct taped it. I wonder if duct tape could start a fire. Probably. Anywho. There you go. So I've been looking around like a crazy person for some dried grass to make a bird's nest with, and you'd think I could find some. And I've been walking by this thing all along. That is just some dried lemongrass I was growing all year for my lemongrass iced tea and lemongrass hot tea in the winter. Ta-da! This will be the best smelling bird's nest ever. For fire number 2, pardon me, I'm eating Christmas cookies. Delicious. And anyways, so I made a little bird's nest out of lemongrass. And I shoved a little bit of cotton in there because I will attempt my very first fire roll out of cotton and ash. So, here goes nothing. Dang, it's cold. Oh shoot, that was the last Christmas cookie. Well, that sucks. Okay. This idea I got from Manland 121. This is just cigarette ash right here. I know, kind of nasty. Now he said you don't need a whole lot. He said just the bottom third. Let's save a little bit right there. Over there. Let's see if we are actually in the frame. Almost. Oh, and here is my little teepee fire. That's going to be hopefully a teepee fire. Here is my board from the other day. That is somewhat clean. Stay. Okay, let me clean this up a little. Okay, so now I'm gonna roll this up tightly. Cannot do this with gloves on. Okay. Good. Looking good. So far, so good. And then hopefully, if all goes well, I'll be using that bird's nest right there to light that teepee fire right there. So, let's try it. Okay. Nice and tight. There goes nothing. Actually hot. Oh, we got smoke. It's working. Oh my gosh, I am so excited. You guys seeing the smoke? My first fire roll. So it needs to have oxygen. I would know where it is. Oops. Did I just screw that up? I think I might have. That's okay. I got my 2 pieces. I got too excited. Let's go again. Make sure it's nice and tight again. Holy smokes. I don't even care if at this point I get an ember. I was already excited that it even smoked. Great. Almost. Smoking. See smoke? Ha! I got it! I got it! I got it! Check it, guys! I got it! Oh, I'm just so tickled by this. Now, we're gonna simply add it to our this here bird's nest. Oh, this is hot. We'll let it get a little hot. There, it's smoking. I think that sounded good. That's what everybody always says. Let it get a little hot. I really have no idea what I'm doing. I would call this beginner's luck. Okay. I'll scoot you over a little more so you can see both. The little fire over here. Okay. And here goes nothing. Let's see. We can get us something going in there. Come on, light for me. It's smoking. This looks much easier in other videos than when you do this yourself. Now, come on, something, catch a flame. Something, anything. Come on, I see you smoking. So close, man, so close. Oh my God. Success. Holy shit. From a fire roll. Okay, 1 foot in the wild. I hope this will qualify as the second way to start a fire. This time I used a fire roll to ignite a bird's nest and doing a teepee style layout for my fire. Here you go. Now I gotta figure out what number 3 and 4 is gonna be. I don't have any flint and steel. We'll figure it out. Okay, off to the next one. Alright, I am back with fire number 3. And for this fire, I will be doing a lean-to setup. I got 2 little logs over there, and I'm simply leaning my other sticks and things against it. Now, we just had a bunch of rain. Earlier today, I attempted to find a rock that I might be able to use to start to ignite a fire with flint and steel, and I have not been successful. So instead of using the ferro rod again, I thought another little approach might be okay. I hope that it will be anyways, and that is a battery and a piece of gum that has a silver wrapper. Now, I realize this is not a typical bushcrafting item. However, I do think that most of us probably carry a flashlight of some sort that has AA batteries in it, and many of us do have gum. So, and additionally, I have no sun here today whatsoever. It is very cloudy, so my idea of using a magnifying glass is also out. Now, what you would do in order to start or ignite your fire with the battery, you need a simple AA battery, and from the gum, you will cut a strip about, compared to my little finger, it's very thin. Cut it lengthwise, of course, and you cut a tiny 45-degree angle off of it, just a little snip on the side, so that when you open it again, you have something like this. Here, 1 gum, one gum wrapper. If you don't have scissors, you could most certainly just fold it and rip it. But for the ease of presentation, I will do it like this. So just a thin strip. Like so. Fold it in half, and then simply cut a little corner off. So that you will have a thinner part right here in the middle. So it should look something like this. Now, I prefer to hold it to this end here first. Now, you will want to use the silver end, of course, and it should start smoking pretty much right away. Ta-da! If you hold your fingers there too long, you will burn yourself. So please do not try this at home. Don't try it without parental supervision either. Now at this point, you can add whatever other tinder you might have. Whoop! That is not the way to do it. I didn't zoom back out. I guess I will do it again. And we got fire. Okay, this is our lean-to fire. With a little bit of luck, even when it's wet, it should catch pretty good. Time to zoom you back out. Okay, my lean-to fire. So, my ignition method was a AA battery with a piece of gum wrapper, holding the ends together You have to cut it, of course, like I showed you earlier, to generate a small flame. My tinder was cattail and jute rope, and a little bit of birch bark underneath to hold everything in place. And my fire setup is the lean-to fire. As you can see, it's starting to go pretty good. There we go. Wish me luck on the next try. Okay everyone, I am back with the fourth and final setup. So for this setup, I have chosen the log cabin style wood setup. I was really worried that I wouldn't be able to complete this challenge because I was running out of possibilities. I'm no good with a hand drill or a bow drill. The rocks didn't work, so my other idea was using a magnifying glass. And I think I might be in luck if I can get it to work. Okay, back to matters at hand. So, my fire ignition method will be magnifying glass. And I got me some charred punkwood right there. And I just placed some other stuff underneath. So this will be what is supposed to catch the spark, if there is one. And then I will add the goodness right into over here. And it is really, really cold today. So I've been running around really crazy, really fast to get this set up. Because my fingers are frozen. Like, you know when you have a glowing ember? Sure doesn't help. You know, this wind is really making this impossible.
1 minute 37 seconds later.
Oh, there we go. Okay, now I've caught me a little sunny spark here. So I think all it needs to do, and hopefully it's not, my head is not blocking everything. Ooh, it's gonna make me blind. Come on, light for me. Oh, you know what? Oh my gosh, we got smoke. Holy shit, I didn't even see it coming. Oh, stay here, wind. Stop. Stop it. Stop it. There, I was shining the stupid thing there the whole time. Okay, let me see. Make sure I show you guys so you don't think I'm doing anything funky. It is so windy, I can't see shit. Okay, we can see the embers a little bit. Alright, now, you're just gonna have to take my word for it. I am gonna this time pan my camera out the proper way. Let's not set my gloves on fire. Whoa! And the wind will do this. La la la. Well, that was very quick. Oopsie daisy. So if it's really windy, I don't recommend you do it then. I am so happy with myself. It's still smoking in there now. Okay, you guys can see the smoke, I believe, a little bit. Alright, I'm gonna put you back over here. So, I thought the purpose of it was to start a fire from, start to finish, to where you choose the tinder that you're going to use, your ignition method, and then having the actual fire at the end. Now, as you can see, it is super, super windy today, and I'm out of recording time.